Hello and welcome to the Goofy Studio. I'm Lily and I'm back, or at least I very much hope so. Things feel different now and I have hopes for the future. I'm sorry for being quiet and inactive for so long, but honestly, so much happened and at the time I never saw any light in the tunnel. And I would have wanted to give you a positive update and not a sad or depressing one. Anyways, right now I'm here, trying to find my way back into crafting, because I remember how much it helped me and how good it felt to create something. Back in the day, I used to make many dragons. All shapes and colors, and I loved doing it too. At one point in time, I remember thinking how impossible it would feel to not make dragons on a daily basis. And now, here we are. And it's been years since I last made one. It's crazy how life can change. Long story short, I have no income right now. So I won't buy any new materials to work with, but don't worry, I have the most random stuff laying around from back when I made plans for different projects, so it will all be okay. And clay, as you saw, I have a lot of clay, but even though some were purchased in the last couple of years, most are several years old and perhaps not possible to even use anymore, but I wanted to try. Because it feels like starting with something that once was second nature to me should make the road back a little less treacherous. I use an aluminum foil base to build around for more stability because clay is freaking expensive and I don't want to waste any if I can avoid it. Adding small cookies seemed like a good idea and I had some laying around. I mean, who doesn't like cookies anyways? I decided for some really sparkling dark blue eyes. I think they will fit well with the scales. These are unfortunately not handmade, but they will still do the trick. This is without a doubt one of those trust the process moments, because no matter what you make out of clay, it looks crazy in the beginning. It's important to remember that the little thing you're trying to create is still somewhere in there. All you gotta do is keep shaping it and hope you'll find it eventually. And then there's this moment when everything is wonky and the eyes just look up at you, seemingly asking for some well-needed help. Oh. Oh, I feel you, little fella. I feel you. I wanted his nose a little shorter than what the aluminum skeleton allowed for, so a little extra time to fine-tune the area around the mouth was needed. When the base of the body starts to look ready, I make sure to make big marks where the scales eventually will be located. This can be skipped if you want to make everything in one go, and I've done that many times. This isn't a right or wrong situation, it's just a matter of personal preference. Both ways come with both positive and negative side effects. But to break it down, if you choose to make everything in one sitting, this is absolutely a great alternative. The positive part is that you don't have to think ahead, you just make. And you don't ever need to worry about how sturdy your creation will be. The negative part, at least for me, is that it's so damn easy to dent something or make a fingerprint or destroy something and needing to start again on it. I've spent extra time on many dragons in the past because I've accidentally broken off an ear or squished a paw or something similar. So over time I moved over to the second alternative, which is to finish the dragon's body, paws, and sometimes horns, and while doing so make a bunch of marks along the spine and anywhere you know beforehand that the wings will touch. The positive part with doing this is that there is no way of making marks or squishing anything as you work on the scales. But on the other hand, you need to use liquid clay to make sure the two parts adhere while curing. Because if you put two unbaked clays together and bake them, they will adhere to each other very well, of course. But if you bake one part and then add another part of clay, they will not by themselves adhere together. They need help. And perhaps you're wondering why I choose to make big marks along the spine. You could theoretically skip this, but when doing so, there is a chance that all the scales will fall off at some point in the future. And I just want to avoid that happening, especially since I used to sell dragons, and I always wanted to make sure they wouldn't randomly fall apart in their new homes. This would be so sad, and I would honestly feel terrible. I love making little paws because I think they bring so much character. Freaking adorable, honestly. And this is where the cookies come into play. I picked them out thinking it would be a fun thing to have the dragon holding a bunch of them, but that's about how far in advance I planned. When the arms and legs were in place, I put this little guy back in the oven and started mixing clay again. This time using a blue and white base with some soft light blue and effect gold. When trying to use dry clay, I tried to mix it with effect or soft, since they are much easier to handle. It makes mixing a lot easier. After mixing these colors, I added a few random colors together to make wings, and I realized about halfway through that I really liked the pattern it made. So the wings actually don't have one single solid color. Instead, it's got this really random pattern. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't seem to pick up the coolness or the colors of the pattern, but I still like it, and for this I hope you can use your imagination a little bit to see the awesomeness too. Suddenly, it was finally time to start making the scales. For me, this is when everything really starts coming together. I have done other kinds of scales in the past, but these are the ones I enjoy making the most. They are very easy to make, but when they cover the entire spine of the dragon together, they are so pretty. Poor thing looks a little naked right now without anything on his head, but luckily the plan is to give him some horns. And since I want to avoid adding new random colors at this point, I cut small pieces of the same clay I used for the wings. If you followed me before I disappeared, you might be wondering now what to expect from this channel moving forward. And that is absolutely a valid question. Please believe me when I say that I really wish I had an easy answer to give, but I don't. I have multiple videos that were recorded a couple of years ago, projects I still would love to show you, and I hope you want to see them. So you can expect those to find their way to the channel, even if they weren't made recently. But I have found the will to create again, and I'm hoping it will be enough to finish some of the projects I planned for so long ago. I will upload when I can, but I don't dare to promise that it will be every week or even every other week. This video might be a little different from what I used to post in the past, but I just recently realized how much I enjoyed creating and making videos. Speaking of videos, let's return to this little dragon. And at this point, all that's left to do is to attach the wings and send this little darling back to the oven. I want to take a quick moment to thank you who watched this little adventure down memory lane. Your support is incredibly important to me, and I appreciate you. If you want to join me for future adventures, please consider subscribing to the channel and completely make my day. Thank you for watching. Take care out there, and I hope to see you next time. And don't forget, if you can imagine it, you can create it, no matter how goofy it is.